All right, so this is our wrap video. Yeah,
That's it.
We sort of thought we'd put together a bit of a summary of our trip. It was obviously, really, really awesome. And we've shared a fair bit of it, but we just thought it'd be good to just reflect on what we've actually done.
Because it's been a lot.
It has, yeah. Like, we've done a lot in a fairly short space of time.
Yeah.
So, firstly, we covered 1,532 kilometres on our motorbikes, which I think is really amazing. And it was, overall, an incredible ride, wasn't
it? Yeah. And mixtures of, really big days on the bike, where we would have, covered a couple of 100Ks.
Yeah.
And then a couple of shorter days as well, and then days where we weren't riding, we were doing the hike, for instance. But it was just, such a good way to see so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Different landscape.
Yeah.
Particularly Sumbawa.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so dry.
Yeah.
And how friggin' knackered were we on some of those long days?
Oh, yeah. We travelled really, really well together.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
The only time when tensions got, a bit ruffled was at the end of a long day, and we had a couple of snaps, but overall, so good.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And the roads were so variable, we've had perfect blacktop. You could not get better roads in certain areas, and in fact Lombok was perfect almost all the way, the whole ride.
Especially we did a mountain pass where we went up, in between Rinjani and another one, and it was just perfect. Both up and down was just so good to ride on.
Yeah, it was unreal. Yeah. Really good, really cool.
Yeah. But then also we had on Sumbawa, we were riding along, and there would literally be a couple of sticks across the road, and you'd go up 50 more meters, and there would be half a bridge, and it was what do you do when there's half a bridge?
Yeah, that's right. And there's really not that much warning. You just have to be really on alert all the time. It's actually really, oddly enough, it's quite relaxing riding, even in the city, because people are actually out to kill you. So they make space and all that sort of stuff. And so, as much as it's it's obviously inherently dangerous, it was really, we didn't feel unsafe really at all. And then some of those roads in Sumbawa were go tracks, and we had these brand new bikes, but our mate, Bowling from Poinciana washed them for us, and they looked freaking awesome when we took them back. So that was really good.
Like new.
Yeah, really good. So I suppose that's the riding. 13 hours on ferries is what we sort of estimated.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool experience too, meeting people.
Yeah.
And then obviously,
We met lots of different people. We met a couple of Westerners on different boats, and then we also met a couple of locals on different boats. Everyone was super just down to chat.
Yeah.
And a very good way, particularly on the Lombok one, Bali to Lombok and Lombok to Bali.
Yeah.
It's a 5 to 6 hour boat ride, and it was super relaxing.
Yeah.
It was super, super relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And chilling out on the it's the prow.
Yeah.
Of the ferry on the way back.
Could not do that in Australia.
Freaking awesome. Yeah. No, it was really good.
Yeah.
Safe. It could be dangerous, but it was pretty flat.
Yeah.
And but it was just it's so freeing. It just feels you feel free and easy. So I think the ferry part and it actually broke up the intensity of the riding. Yeah. So we actually got a bit of downtime, because we potentially wouldn't have got so much downtime if it wasn't for the ferry. So that was that was really cool. And the next one, swims.
Oh, we had some we had some really good swims.
Yeah, we did.
We had good freshwater.
Yeah.
And what was your favourite freshwater swim? And then your favourite saltwater swim?
The pool. That pool, that pool on Sumbawa.
Yeah.
With the kids and doing the bombs, that was awesome. Yeah. That was awesome. And
good accidental discovery as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then obviously, not obviously, but obviously, for the saltwater was Satonda Island, because that was for me anyway. That was just incredible.
But also, strangely enough, I put Kuta Main Beach over there, almost top as well, because most of the time we've been here, like other times, it's been completely filled with rubbish and just gross. And it's been super clean and perfect barrels. So it's also really nice to body surf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's clean now.
Yeah.
We got tattoos today, so we can't go for a body surf.
No, you can't.
Anyway, that's okay.
We'll
live with that. Yeah, we'll live with that. And then, we had some pretty good accommodation. We had some pretty dodgy stuff too. So, really probably only two. The place in Dompu was sort of borderline. It wasn't massively dodgy.
Walls, and the windows weren't actually windows. They were just slits in the concrete.
But I had my fucking mosquito repellent.
But I actually didn't get overall. Didn't get too.
No, it was pretty good.
Pretty good. So that was pretty funny.
And then the one at Lembar, which is on Lombok, was really bad. Yeah, really bad.
They didn't have blankets. They didn't have towels.
No blankets.
I said, towels. Excuse me, do you have a towel? And she just laughs at me. She goes, "There's no water." All in Indonesian as well. She's gone, air, no air.
But it was okay. Like there was water.
Yeah, actually, it was.
But it was pretty.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, and also just a little sidebar on that was the mosques. There was, I reckon, there was at least 6. And they started at 4:30. That was everywhere over that side, like to the east. You hear the mosques mostly wherever you are. But at Lembar it was like oppressive, and it went until like 6:15. It's just it was the long edition, fuck, mate. Like seriously,
they got an encore.
Yeah, exactly. Like just get a fucking alarm. You know. Anyway, but so that was. But I mean, that would really be the only negative, was being woken up at 4:30 every morning.
But we also got into a really good habit of early morning rises and
that was good too. Yeah.
Although that's probably pretty natural for you and not so natural for me, but
more
it was really nice.
Yeah,
it was a really good.
It was a good rhythm. Yeah, really good rhythm. Yeah, really good rhythm. So, one volcano. We obviously that volcano hike was a peak experience, and exactly. We've done a bit on that, and needless to say, the really special part was meeting Marcel and Laura. It was just awesome, great people, enhanced the experience, and I think they probably feel like we potentially enhance their experience too. Well, they actually stated it, so they did say that they were just rapt to have people who are like-minded but also really interested in Marcel's expertise. So that was
and something
really,
that they're
really
super
cool.
passionate about.
And
strangely enough, I reckon I could get into volcanoes now.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
easily.
just his enthusiasm is just infectious. So we're both onto that.
Converted.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, we're now volcanologists. Budding. Well, maybe not even budding. Maybe the seed sprouted, but that's about it.
We've got potential.
Yeah, exactly. There's some form of potential there. And heaps of new friends. I'll put that. So obviously we've got Marcel and Laura, but also the guides were really cool. Audi, who was one of our guides on the walk, took us to Satonda, and he was just a really mint bloke, really really top bloke.
Nice.
And so we felt really privileged to have been able to do that, and just along the way, mostly, we were definitely a novelty over there. Really, we're a novelty,
particularly in Sumbawa. Because even on our us going around, we probably only saw one Western couple in the wild.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
and we saw 2 or 3 other couples, but they were on the hike and in a resort. Yeah. So we didn't really see any Westerners.
No.
We got a lot of attention, which the soccer, you better describe the soccer.
Yeah, well, I was going to go to that. Most of our interactions with locals were pretty chilled, on the whole.
Although we got selfies.
Selfie, which gets a bit annoying, but it's it means no harm, and they are we're just being really friendly. Yeah. So when you're fresh, it's this is great, no worries. But when you're tired at the end of the day's ride, it's fuck that. I think we sort of just did embrace it a bit. But at Lembar, there was a soccer game going on. We thought, we'll go and have a look at the soccer game. It was actually a championship game, and we got there after it had finished. and we were absolutely friggin' mobbed. Like babies thrown at us, kids pumped up.
Yeah, and then so afterwards we started thinking about why, and it was obviously because it's a big game.
Yeah.
There's like I reckon we would have been surrounded by 50 people.
Oh, it would have been
mostly
yeah.
kids, but like everyone
and hyped up on
sugar.
Exactly,
they had fireworks going
yeah.
off,
and they'd just been to the grand final.
And the commentator,
the commentator.
That's how we knew. So we knew it was happening because it was over the speaker. Was this commentator over this shit speaker going, "Goal!" Just nuts.
Yeah, but that was
fully surrounded.
Yeah.
We got there and sort of got split and had two different circles around us.
And they were just yelling at us.
Oh, what's your name?
Yeah.
Where you from?
Just fucking hammering us. But it was funny, but it wasn't
too much.
It wasn't particularly pleasant.
No.
Yeah. And then the last sort of thing that I put down on my little notes was food, and we had some awesome food. Like,
so good.
Really good food. Like the barbecue at the pool, like the family barbecue, that was really good food. But a really good experience as well. Like the experience made it as much.
The veggies were good.
Yeah, the veggies were awesome, But what about our camp food?
Oh, yeah. So our the guides cooked us food and it was fantastic. Rice, chap chai. They would always do chap chai, which is essentially just sautéed vegetables with like a garlic sauce.
Yes.
Simple but so good.
Yeah.
And they prepared it all with a machete.
Exactly.
That was the only tool. They had a wok on a little camp
wok.
burner.
They had a pot for the rice.
Yeah, on like a hiking burner. They had a pot, a
for
pot with which they cooked on a fire.
Yeah, the rice on a fire. It was bloody perfect rice.
Just like they propped it up with sticks found in the bush. And had like 5 sticks poking in like a star. Yeah. With a fire in the middle. That was perfect rice. Yeah. Chap chai, all with a machete, and it was mixed.
Like perfectly julienned vegetables. In the bush with a machete. That was that was really cool.
That was really and biscuits. You could have the biscuits. But the biscuits, they would crack open a new packet of biscuits every time we stopped. Yeah. And we'd eat like 3/4, and it was Marcel and I. Like Laura and Dave didn't have any. We just smashed them. Yeah. Leave it third. And then they just open a new packet and we get the new. Oh, that was good.
But we got breakfast at 1 a.m. Before the hike. Yeah. And I didn't actually have anything else to eat. There was nothing I could eat. And I did have some Tim Tams some GF Tim Tams that I brought, but I didn't take them on the way. I just sort of didn't even think about it. And I was really on a sugar low by the time I got back to camp.
Which, I mean, makes sense. It was 1 in the morning until like 10:30.
Yeah, 10:30. Yeah. So they did, they had a meal pretty quickly, but I smashed I think 3 Tim Tams. I just stuck them down the chute. Yeah. And a couple of Baroccas, and then we had our breakfast, which was really good. So that was the camp food, best camp food I think I've ever had. So good. And but then
so many good meals.
So many meals. The pick and they've got a pick and choose thing where you just pick. I think it's called a nasi campur, but you actually select it yourself. It's not like a nasi campur where they just make
bowls where you just go, one of them.
I have some of that. Yeah. So we had some really weird stuff with that, whole fried fish, which you just eat the whole lot. And I couldn't do the head, but
you did a couple of times.
Well, you ate bits of it, but not the whole thing. And
the prawns were good.
Prawns were really good. Yeah. So and then the also I suppose the first fish barbecue restaurant we went to was really good. So and the resort. The resort at Sumbawa.
Oh yeah,
there was a fish dish there, which was like a stewed fish. In this.
In the sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, but it wasn't. It was a soup.
Yeah, it was like it was tamarind. Yeah, because tamarind's a big thing there on that island. One of their exports is tamarind. So that was pretty cool. So all in all, I don't know how much we ate. A lot of chili. And some awesome Sumbawa sauce, which is their sort of hot chili sauce, and the homemade stuff is awesome.
Yeah, but really also good. So variable because there was one that I had. I can't even remember what meal it was, but it was hot. You had a little bit, and it was But then others was completely mild.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah,
more of like a tomato-based
Yeah.
little chili sauce.
Yeah.
But mostly tomato-based sauce. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool. So
Yeah.
so that's pretty much the wrap.
Yeah.
It went probably longer than what most of the others had, but there's just so much, and that just doesn't even really scratch the surface.
No.
Like, we haven't talked about the volcano, but as I said, we sort of have talked about that on other videos, so that's cool. But all in all, like, to be able to share this time and do what we did, and you know, it was probably not something everyone would want to do, because it's not easy travel on the one hand,
but we
it's
also
so rewarding.
Rewarding, and I think we both feel extremely relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we
don't
don't
feel fatigued. It was hard work, but we don't feel cool.
No. So now, like, my last night, I head back in the morning. Or about lunchtime I fly out. And we've just been greeted. I suppose we'll sign off. Why don't we walk out and sign off with a sight of Kuta Beach, which Kuta's probably not my favourite place on earth.
Oh, it's still really good though.
But have a look at those lines.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, all the 70s kids will remember the Kuta Lines surf brand, and that there is the Kuta Lines. So freaking awesome.
Good stuff.
Thanks for sharing it with us, and I hope you've enjoyed our videos. We've enjoyed doing it. Bit of fun.
Yep.
And so thanks for coming along with us, and well, hopefully we do another one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers.
See
See you
ya.
guys.